Concern on people lets you care. Esther chapter 8 and verse 6. For how can I endure to see my people and my family slaughtered and destroyed? Again, this text is from the book of Esther. This is a statement of Queen Esther to King Xerxes. She was placed well in the palace, and none of them knew her identity, that she was a Jewish woman. She could have actually stayed silent and enjoyed the privilege of her life. She was in no way forced to care for her people. Nevertheless, her upbringing by God-fearing Jew Mordecai made her to be human in her approach. She had the concern for her people which led her to care for them, even if it involved risking her life as a ransom. The question is, how many of us will have concern for people like Esther did? The answer might be a yes and a no. Care has never been part of those who have selfishly worked their way up in life. Care is one of the key characters if you really have love for Christ. Often people think of caring as a burden, and that perspective has to change. If this fundamental idea is set right, care will surely be a pleasant experience. I remember some years ago, as a pastor of the biggest church, I was called to care for a brother in his early 40s who was taking his wife for a hysterectomy, a major surgery, and I was in my late 20s with not much experience. All I did was go with him and his wife to the hospital, and the surgery lasted for about 2 hours. All the 2 hours, he was sharing so many things about their life, and I was intentionally listening. He was so worried if his wife would make it after the surgery because of the intense bleeding. All the while listening to his stories, I was whispering prayer under my breath for her life, and since she had two lovely small daughters. The surgeon showed us the tumor and shared how hard it was for her to remove it without damaging the other associated organs. The tumor was to the size of a volleyball. He was so relieved to see his wife safe and sound. He gave me a huge hug and was full of joy. I didn't do anything except that I was there with him throughout this ordeal. I was not a surgeon, neither a paramedic. I was just a human with concern for people that let me care. Concern on people lets you care. Amen.